Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending upon where you live around the world. Now, you may well be asking, what have you got in store for us today, David? Well, this brightly coloured item here is what we've got to look at to seriously consider an alternative to everything that we've looked at thus far. Is it a serious contender? Or is it just something, a folly, something that may be interesting but really doesn't have any major worthwhile value? And I'm going to suggest it's actually a contender, at least for, how would you say, further investigation. I watched someone build a dome the other day, and I thought, well, that's quite interesting. I've seen them many times before, and I thought they were particularly ugly. But wanting to change my mind after seeing this video, I thought, well, I better go and make a model. So here it is. It is at the moment 150 by 25. So it's a 6 by 1 frame for each individual triangle. Unlike my original drawings where I had the triangles, this is built under the honeycomb or the surfaces. In fact, let me bring up the honeycomb. That's it there. And let me bring up the surfaces. That's them there. So the struts are underneath. Now, that may mean nothing to you, but it does to me. And for the reasons of I had to draw this flaming thing, and trust me, there was a little bit of work in it. It is the first time I've done this particular style of structure for a dome. So, where are the surfaces? Get rid of the surfaces. What it is a hubless individual triangle dome. So each one of these can be made independently, assembled in place, and screwed and bolted together. The reason I like it is it doesn't have a hub, doesn't have fillets to create the dihedral angles, and it looks fairly simple. Now, I don't know how easy the version I've just made will be to make, but I would suggest you wouldn't want to do this sort of join. Just making that suggestion, so I'll just hide that. You can see why I say that. It's quite a sharp angle. Doable, yes. How easy? Don't know. And you can see that it's not a symmetrical joint. It's not like you've mitered something together in that, because all of the struts are at slightly different angles to each other, so that you're going to get this. But if we can get over that, and we probably can, we have to then consider that, this is now at an angle, whereas the other options had a square cut on the end of the struts. So this is a compound cut, compound miter. So that might carry with it a little bit of problems. Not saying it will, I'm just saying it might. So we will go forward, because this is well worth an investigation. Now, I do like the joints like that, because underneath it is particularly nice. But when you have a bit more of a cloak, I have to do a wee bit more work on there. I've missed a surface out. But when it comes to the intersection, you can see the issues of the timbers don't come together neatly. As you can see, differences there. So how do we accommodate that? A lot of people would just, slide it down and make everything kind of mate up together. But what measurement is that going to be? Because we've technically got everything coming together at this point. So what is the point, David? It's not going to be a pretty intersection. And that's probably why this type of mitered intersection is not good. So what's the alternative? I'll do what most people do, and to have this one coming right through. I'm going to have to make another drawing. This comes right through to this point here, and this one will butt into it, and as you go round, each one reciprocates a different position for intersection. Maybe this one could still be mitered because it is, after all, a 45. It will be a 45 on an angle, so it won't be a true 45, but that one at least would come together neatly. Now, if we can get round that by using underbats or something, great, let's do it. But as an exercise, this is actually quite intriguing. I actually watched them making it. I think it was a French guy by his language, his accent, but it didn't have a, like an English dialogue, so language. So when I was just looking at it and I was going, oh, I can see the advantage of that. If each individual triangle were to be made very strongly with the correct dimensions, etc., it will be quite an interesting one to have a look at. As I say, this is a compound cut, and as such you'd have to have the the saw or the method of cutting well sorted out, and that's why I was saying these acute angles may not be a very nice way of doing it, or easy, but if you could, perhaps you want to consider it. So yeah, that was a lot of work, I've got to say. So let's just, for the moment, rotate them into a full dome. To do for that, maybe honeycomb will do us. I'll rotate that round. Yep, let's do that. Rotate that around the horizontal. 90 degrees times 3 gives us the full dome. Get rid of the honeycomb. And there we've got the full dome in all its glory. The colours are just to say that, in fact, I probably should have coloured this triangle and this triangle the same, and these ones, but it's just to say that this is a replica on one side or the other. It's mirrored. This one's mirrored. These ones are identical. These ones would be identical. These two here would be identical, etc. So I just want to differentiate it in that manner. So yeah, quite interesting. The fact that it's 6 inches deep, 150 mil, and two 25mm pieces means that the material itself is economical. Very, very economical. So you might have a strut coming down here that might be a little bit suspect, maybe a knot in it or something. Well, the chances are that the one that it's butting up against won't have the defect in that same area, and once they're all screwed together, they're going to make a very, very solid assembly, and it will be a 6x2 or 150x50 mil timber. Could it be heavier? Yes, certainly could be. Could you make it? Oh, look, there's all different ways. I'm just spitballing it, but yes. Could these be 2-inch timbers instead of inch timbers? 50 or versus 25? Of course it could be. I just did it this way because I thought it was at least an idea. Now, if you wanted to do a little bit of a trial run without committing yourself, get a bit of boxing. Like untreated timber. Whatever you've got available, do a mock-up, see whether it's viable. If it's a pain in the butt, you go, nah, let's go back to the hubs. So it's your choice. But yes, I do actually quite like that idea. Could you go deeper? Of course you can. You can go to whatever depth you want. 200x25 would be a very substantial bit of timber. Will it be strong enough when screwed together to stop deflection? No idea, but probably. The weak area, of course, is back in here, but let's just say that if that wasn't there and we were able to reinforce this join, then the fixings through the sides of the joints become the strength of this joint. It will stop it rotating along this line because it's all bolted together. Yeah, I'm still a little bit cautious about that because it's outside my area, but this approach used in a full dome is very strong. It's got to be. But because we've got those big chunks missing on the sides, this is still to me the weak point of the structure. I know, I see these massive, great big domes made with quite light timbers or conduit or pipe work of some description, bit of bamboo, and I'm amazed, when, a dozen people are clambering around on top of it, and it's very strong. Got no problem with that. Remembering that I made a dome many, many years ago, and it was just cobbled together out of 50 by 50 and a bit of threaded rod, banged up up into the strut, and I bent a hook on it, or a hoop. What do you call it? Yeah, one of those things, and bolted it together. And I was clambering up over that dome, really, really strong. So I'm quite impressed. This different because we don't have the other timbers coming all the way down to the ground, dissipating and bracing the whole structure. So there's that. But if you had the infill framing comes down like I've been suggesting, hey, look, it's probably pretty much going to be indestructible. Not an engineer, by the way. But interesting. Cheaper to build, yes. Easier to build, yes. So there are a couple of big ticks. Could be able to do, as I said, maybe do a prototype. Just see how neat you can make your joins. And as I was saying, most of the ones I've seen, they didn't look pretty. And I don't know why that is, or whether there may be a wee bit of an issue with getting the cuts neatly in 6-inch deep or 150mm deep timber. All of those things are possible. And I will make the next model on this where it is not these mitered joints. They'll be butt jointed, so a little bit easier. Now that I've got my head round how to draw this, it might be a little bit easier in the next iteration. No, it is not really in the series of the total redraw. I might number it as that, as a interesting option, because after all, which way do you prefer your dome? Doesn't have to be this at all. Doesn't have to be a hub. This is not a hub. The tabbed plates, I like. Tubular hubs, I like. Both of them have got strengths. No hubs at all, I like. Because the extra difficulty in making the individual triangles would probably be lesser than the complexity of making the hubs of either persuasion. So there's a bit of food for thought. Quite like it. I like the idea of it because of its simplicity. Yeah, let's just have a bit of a look on top. Yeah, it's okay, doesn't it? It's the dome, it's all. But yeah, no hubs. Interesting. Concave here, yeah, it is. Do we go back to the hexagon? Could do. But certainly, it's worth some consideration. Oh yeah, and it does actually look really neat on the outside because of the way the struts come together naturally. So that's a bit of a plus just in that. So, pause for thought. Okay, that's it. I hope you appreciate. Not appreciate. I hope you. Well, okay. I hope you appreciate that I've gone through this process to give you a choice, to have another perspective, and to confound your decision making, just like it does with me. So yeah, that's what I was meaning. But I hope you get something out of this that can lead you in a direction in your dome building or drawing efforts. Yeah. Ask a question, like I don't mind having a question asked. I may not always see it because just the way I'm a bit of a Luddite when it comes to some technologies, called YouTube. But yeah, even a suggestion, or if you've had experience with this and say, oh mate, you do not want to go down this path, or equally, oh yeah, you'd made one and you found it really easy to build. So that would also, either comment. I'm agnostic as far as that goes. So, okay, that's it. See you later. I'm going to go make a cup of tea Friday evening. And what else am I doing except talking to you a lot? Hey, I enjoy it. See you in the next one now. Bye.